already in and getting the full force of that Vice. Razor Vines popped. Amy trying to clear all of backside in the process while they're still suppressed, and she has some help. aTTaX good for the trade, but it's immediate floods out of each and every player for both sides. Christmas lights in the kill feed, and
be holding hands and doing the classic 2-1 kind of take.
Ooh, Recall Star just trying to pace it out, divide these players. I love the high-low idea to get around that silliness from Blossy, and U2 goes and saying, hey, nope, sweeping us under the rug, at least for the start of this map. We'll see if that change when rifles come in hand, but for now, this round, likely the next, secured.
Get that plant down, and Jade able to, until they take Jade down, it's gonna leave them with a little bit of a tingle down their spine, especially if she can hit shots like that. That's the big first one. Opening coming in for ATN, and despite players being low, they have the spike down. The timer is on their side.
Oh. Flash though, the retake, so much Utah on the side of G2 and this weapon advantage. Nobody to follow up with the flash either. That got chucked over by the Yotaro, and it's just cleanup crew at this point. Grouping, trying to minimize any losses on the G2 side as Eva sticks the defuse, and they
Best way that Yoru counters literally every sentinel out there. But yeah, I think that for Amy playing that solo anchor, gonna be able to at least try to get a kill on spam, but it's gonna be Eva who gets it off the back of that beautiful recon.
Oh, and now it's just shock darts out in the open, trying to keep Amy alive and supported back site, but they steamroll in, and they work now to flip the site, challenging even into security. Setup, ready? Getting ready with the 3-2-1 swing. Here we go.
Oh,
and
no.
aTTaX is prepared for it, right? Takes down both. And Karina now realizing, I gotta get aggressive here. I have the better weapon. Let's see if I can just hit some nasty shots and get a clip. And Vani
Towards the site. However, the problem is Vania still here. Beautiful pull and a site smoke as well for her to play around. Again, the utility from Eva has just been so essential here in being able to maintain control of the site. That said, a nice shot there from the Yoru, and all of a sudden it's still a 4v3. Make that a 4v2, then a 4v1. All right. As soon as I said it was looking even, G2 decide, no, Zach, you're wrong. And
they've circumvented that recon bolt kill. They've gotten the backside space, and G2 playing for the immediate reflood.
nice little ult from Mimi. The Blade Storm as well, able to find that first player. Blossy gets shut down. The problem is you still have multiple players, and oh my god, that's a huge triple to come in there from Karina, the hero when they needed it. It's gonna give them the space to plant. Mimi, of course, might be able to at least give a little bit of information, but now it's a 2v4 off the back of that triple.
Ooh, nice chip damage though on to Purity there. You can see them trying to handle these loose ends while they have the one player isolated. The one they haven't made contact with though is Amy in the 1v3. The overheal went through, so only one of these players is low, and they've dealt with that. And now they have to deal with 3 more tucked in each and every off angle, prepared to swing as soon as contact.
Now, how are they going to take this fight? That is the question that I have in my mind. Beautiful flash from Amy, but not able to convert the kill. Eva gets the trades, though, along with Mimi. These are the kills that you would like to see, and they know, they have the information that only one has crossed over to site right now. The rest of them ready on the cross. 3 players have rotated as well. Mimi gets the spike dropped.
It'll be a brawl, 2v3. Numbers are down, trying to find an easy kill to isolate where you can, and yeah, all the meanwhile, aTTaX is creeping in, and she might not even.
The util coming in from this team. Nice smoke. The problem here is that aTTaX is still on this line with the operator. They've narrowed down the position of Blossy.
Let's see if it succeeds this time around.
The EMEAl also has managed to rotate over. Maybe the Hunters fear a little bit of a overcommitment there. They're looking to fight towards the G2 players. Jade able to find that first opening kill. Stuck in the corner though. It's gonna be Mimi to find that crucial trade, and now the backup. The cavalry is here. Mimi doesn't even need it though. A triple for her, and now it is just Purity left. Yeah, I think that's been the biggest difference maker for G2. Also, just consistently, G2 players are getting way more multi-frag. So, yeah, again, the Purity managing to get that TP onto it, forcing the play here. It's just going to have to be them taking these contact fights now. Celia, off the back of that flash, goes down. Amy just...
You knew there was at least 2B from Celia's death. The flash that supported the Vice. And that Sova's also been not too far behind from this B long hold, but you mentioned aTTaX on the flank and how that was going to be a snake in the grass for later on. It has bared its teeth, it's found its victim, and Now they know that they're committing B, and these players can anchor.
They're just holding down the fort, not leaving themselves too open. Karina, though, finds the first one. This time, not going to be able to be a hero as Eva finds that immediate refrag. And once again, it's Blossy left on her lonesome. Spike dropped in no man's land. 20 seconds left to the clock, and aTTaX. I mean, of course, it's an eco run. You're allowed to try new things. The problem is, so far, Amy has just been impossible to get rid of on this B side. Maybe if you push her with 3 players, that's gonna be the call. And Celia gets that headshot onto her. Vania and Mimi now the 2 remaining anchors on this side. Vania gets the information on the first, plays distraction, but Celia again, good for the trade. Eva on the flank, though, manages to get the spike dropped. It's a 2v3 at the end of it all. Celia has been able to pick up that rifle, trying to make a push a little bit further back. 10 seconds, the spike has to go down here. Jade managing to do it, but now it's a 1v3 with just a Sheriff in hand. Knows there's a flank as well. What do you really do here?
Around the Vice util, this time it's been a hard read of an A commit. I think they've bullied them too much on the B side that they expected this call. They expected maybe, again, the combination duo, but they didn't expect the forced operation. Just wait out the suspicions long enough.
30 seconds left.
Flash is going to be everything if it connects or not, and it's absolutely perfect. Mimi has been hitting the mark every single round for this. However, this flank is coming in. Purity ready for the contact, ready for the headshot, ready for the kills, and that's exactly
Angles for info. Contact. Speaking of contact, look at aTTaX. The discipline. Waiting for both.
Oh, Jade.
Waited 10 more seconds, they both would have been in that heaven window. Unfortunate.
Ships in the night. We missed what could have been, but yeah, it was very, very awkward, but also just a 1-for-1 trade at the end. Celia, well, you said it. You wanted to see a lurk from the Rhea. Just the timing not quite there for her. Does get shut down. The rest of ATN, though, they haven't made any noise quite yet. So I don't know if Vania is going to be expecting this. Eva maybe sensing a shiver down her spine. Gotta be here for the backup, and the jump peek from Vania gonna give a beautiful position for her. Oh, the jump up not quite there in her favor. The backside recon not gonna quite connect. The barrel spotted out by Eva, and Karina goes down as well to her. So now it's a 2v1. Jade with the 1v3. Sorry, Jade with the op having to do it all. Spike dropped in no man's land, and yeah, the cross being watched to boot. Just not much you can. Board operator still in the hands there for Jade. Has the Blaze Storm as well to fall back on, but now it's gonna be first shot taken by aTTaX. Finds Blossy for free. No more smokes for the remainder of the round, which is gonna make this operator even more powerful. I think one thing that I've been noticing about the current meta has been like how insanely overpowered the ops have been looking across the board.
Flush them.
Yeah, they're just stuck, man, and they just can't get locked out of position. G2 have literally been holding the same angles, the same corners for most of this map. Jade at least able to find when Karina shuts down.
Even if the 0 point strips it away, you weren't going to have it anyways. So all is looking quite well, and I love the Hunter's Fury as well, just to not allow a regroup. And Celia, there's that Reign of the Feaster Fam. It's last round, pop the Devour and go for it. Holding the angle, the off now. Fragmented off by this Cosmic Divide, and she is just front and center and fragging up a storm. 24 HP, 1 bullet left, goes for the final clip, but Jade will... Right, they're in prime positioning. Post-plant protocols activated, and only the triple duelist can throw a wrench into it. They're using these side smokes to get out, and the Ash just on backside is nice for fragmenting the players as well, but they are playing one and done. They're trying to tuck away, and Purity is hunting them down one after another, and after she's found the impact, she's doing the team work, getting on the spot.
High-low medium. It's not even high-low, it's high-low medium. Look at this.
The tiered cake, and they are trying to deliver it. And I mean, slice after slice.
Okay, Blossy.
And it was Blossy, the final stroll, and Eva has somehow pulled out. Slice out too, and if she somehow wins this, that would be the fatal blow to any sort of comeback and have any sort of 9-3 curse. Oh, Jade.
Oh, okay. Out to the fights being duped out, and they missed the timing, sadly. Only Celia makes it across. The rest of G2 now coming to check it through, and at the first second I thought there was a chance of a Guardian call out. That said though, I like that. you know, Celia makes a sacrifice, so the rest of her team can try to reflank, but G2, they feel kind of a shiver up their spine. Mimi and Vanya both going for the refrag. At least Purity with the AWP is able to find one, although, I mean, at this point, you just have to call a save, right? It's a 2v4. You've got your util still in place. Yeah, just save the AWP. Maybe you can try to use the Guardian. I guess, but G2 aren't giving her chances. Look at this.
Gotta do damage on the exits, and that's what she's going to do. First headshot found,
okay.
Gets the chance and the execution onto the second, and she might get out towards the third if not. First rifle round or you're broke, and G2 will be pretty much getting up to 12.
Oh, okay. A little bit overconfident knowing that the AWP was saved there from Akita, but yeah, first blood definitely in favor of this team. However, mistakes being made on the other side. A little bit of uncoordination coming from Karina and Jade. But Jade's still there for the refrag as Eva goes down, bringing things down to a 3v3. Look at this position from Amy, though. Deep lurk takes down Purity. That's the first operation
towards the A side, but now retaking with an AWP. Blossy having to win this exchange against Mimi. It goes south and
couple of rifles across the board, a bit of an awkward buy, and Amy actually sheer to come through on the other side. Gonna be watching for this push, gets the first, but Purity there for the frag.
That kind of gave away the position. I loved the idea though.
Oh,
and
wow.
Now Purity can gate crush right back into the B anchor. The smoke.
It's gonna be a question of timing. Mimi is able to spot out the flank at the very least. The problem is, how is she gonna be able to get rid of it? Surrounded on all sides. Blossy is the one to find the kill. Eva, incredible in the clutch before, but a 1v3, her position known. Isolates the first fight, gets it done. All right. Suddenly a little bit of hope. The clock ticking as well. I don't know if she'll have time to use the Hunter's Fury in the position that she's in, but the fights have to be won here by this ATN squad. Doing her, it's gonna be the diffuse stuck, however, as Blossy try and hold things off, although there's a crossfire between her and Blossy. Heaven open, however, that's gonna be a nice little frag. Amy wins out that duel with Jade, but immediate frag to come through for Blossy. It opens up the site in a 4. G2 to be able to get that spike down, and if Eva can't get off site in this particular round, it might be NF4, the Hunter's Fury. 4 versus 4 retake coming in, but the dimensional drift is gonna be Sobajon versus Sobajon. You gotta watch your teammate, but Eva pulls out in time to get that kill. Celia finds a refrag, but it might be a little bit too late. Eva alone on site, doing her best to hold on. 2v2.
Cosmic Divide comes in as well, paired with the gravity. Well, it's gonna force the hand of G2 to scale through if the fragment weren't to land, and it does.
Curious is about the right word, I would say. That said, it's a full-on confrontation. First kill, though, gonna be found here for the Sova. Immediate refrag to come through for Amy. They don't check the corner, and it's gonna be the punish with the Sheriff, although
with them panning back sight, that might give the opportunity for Purity and this Bucky to scale front sight undetected. They decide to peel off, just trust in the two teammates and security, and Blossy can get the job done on her lonesome here, perhaps.
Oh, the Bucky in the face. Blossy to find the kill.
Would not be afraid to invest into this B site, but look at alternate attacks. They have 4 people here, anti-flash and all. High-lows aplenty. They are prepared.
Oh, wow. So is Akita, though, for the swing on the angle. And now that they've detected 4 players, Akita holding down the fort as well. So, yeah, 45 seconds. They gotta go somewhere, and B seems to be the call.
I mean, there was so much time to rally back towards this B side, and
with it is the question. You've also got Vanya with the Astra utility ready, clock ticking and raring the Sova ult as well. It seems very difficult for anything to happen here, and Vanya this presence, the fake not quite working, although it has pushed G2 back towards his backside. Once again, the flash not quite connecting, although they've taken a lot of space onto site. First blood for Vanya. Plants coming in towards that triple box. Spam not quite connecting, although Emma, I don't think her position has been spotted yet. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Of course, Purity willing to go in for this pick, and she gets it. Mimi shut down.
Oh, and this is the difference, right? Alternate attack, poking and prodding. They have U-Haul control. They're ready, and Purity goes back for seconds as well. No refract, no safety. It doesn't matter, but Eva was never cleared out of the site. Vonnie as well was the one that opened up this round, and now those are the 2 remaining with that smoke.
Wow.
On default as well, Karina has to fight back through. The timing on the hunt betrays her, so they know exactly where she is, marked out and running to try and get these players, and they've got it to half, and they've got Group recall here. You're still allowing Celia to creep in. This is where I mentioned that she shines the most on these lurk rolls, and this would have been why if she connected that shot on Mimi. But even with her death, that's all information, right? You just saw all three of those players, and now no, okay, process of relation, and there's two here. Let's pop the site smokes, let's get in, and
Nice saturate.
Maction.
I mean, despite the saturate, Amy shuts down Jade. Now the Brimsmoke's actually working against the team. Both her and Eva have managed to re-clear long and have this control. They know that everybody's either on site. They're going to be probably pushing into CT here as the smoke fades. Unfortunately, the rest of G2, they're ready. The triple firing squad. Any day of the week knows that it's a dangerous game to be playing alone in hookah, especially with a Spectre rather than a Judge. Purity jumps down though. Amy goes and checks. Celia finds the refrag, but the problem is G2 has rotated over. The weaponry though not quite the greatest, so these fights not exactly in their advantage. 2v3 at the end of it all as that spike goes down. Vanya not going to be able to stop it with the ult or the molly, although it does so much damage here to Karina. And Akita's flank, it might be the difference maker here if she can get through the Brim and hookah.
I mean, that's your post plant, right? Blasi has the incendiary, and you mentioned getting through her. Well, she has mowed her down. Vanya now with the 2v2 might be willing to invest this orbital strike. Akita, though, primed and ready for fight. Spots out one. Karina's so low now. The only player that was asked to deliver in Vanya. Denial will do so off the fragment. They never dislodged Akita. Celia going for the late re-clear also misses, and this is what I want to see. Full focus on these players before the spike goes down. The no-scope doesn't align even while hindered, and just like that, alternate attacks. A firm advantage here on the A site.
There's death as well for Vanya. I mean, I think the biggest problem there was just the two operator shots missing. One you can forgive, two is... yeah, not nice even if you are hit by that stun. Eva now though, 1v4, makes it a 1v3, knows the position of one player. The Haunt though, gonna be moving across her just a little bit, and the rest of ATN, they're not moving in a muscle, just happy to play for that info. The flash connects onto Karina instead, dislodges her positioning, and now Eva might have a chance at this 1v2. The problem is she doesn't have information about the second player. Celia though swings at the right time, and it's gonna be ATN.
Something about it. Look at this fight. The side smoke, the stimmy, and the fragment. They are trying to get Akita in a position to frag on this eco, and they have found first blood in doing so.
Okay. Oh my god. Purity somehow gets only one there. For a second I thought that second player was also going to be in a scuff spot. Celia though.
But Spike isn't quite in the Viper's pit either. Celia playing for the wrap timing possibly instead. Snakebite goes out, but it'll cost her life. All she needs to do though is give Jade enough to get the job done. And spot either player, goes for the time and goes for the off angle. The flash to finish off the last is the idea. Time, so much of it left. Eva will be able to bait out the full commit swing and try to stick it all the way. It was so close, and it is not enough.
Out in the end. Here comes the dimensional drift though, gotta be able to get some early info. Hinder to come in, catches Celia, not able to get the kill. Talking about kills though, it is that orbital strike to take her down. The problem is that Eva is isolated on the site alone.
She's gonna try to get towards Hookah. I think there's a gun down Sand, which is being bodyguarded by Purity. So Akita, I mean, in death itself is beneficial because she gets metal to the metal.
Here it comes though, the double ultimates that we were talking about. G2 of course not playing on site. Akita I think does get spotted. Celia is able to shut her down. However, Mimi pushes it at the right time, finds the timing, and now is going to be able to hold towards backside. The problem is ATN, aware of it, are going to be the ones to push through. Counter spam to come in, denying Vanya from being able to take that space onto site. And now at least an isolated fight in the corner with Purity. If she does get cleared out, one Prowler available as well. But the problem is off the back of that Seize, the contact is perfect. It's all going to come down to Vanya. 31 HP, does have that regen armor, so a little bit of hope. But that Molly going to deny her the space as well. And a little bit of an adventurous peek there from Karina. Not going to find any value. I think they're going to double peek into her any second. Vanya able to avoid the kills at the very least. But the problem is that there's just so much util available. That guy has like even less bullets. But Vanya, the 1v2 red.
Good good round to spin the momentum, and that's why alternate aTTaX are trying to grasp it back so fast. They are already in purity off the smoke, up and above Vania, the protector.
They could have gone back. G2 haven't taken the bait quite yet for the reclear as of now, but with half the clock having wound down, I think that ATN is waiting for Celia to get into position to maybe make a play.
Oh, and I mentioned holding the space. They're doing so well so far, at least off the C's, but Spike hadn't even gone down just yet, and they've invested all the utility just to try and get the Spike down. So someone had to emerge from the darkness. Karina stepping forward, trying to do all of the work, and that she has so far. 3 kills found, but she is dwindling in terms of HP. 1, in fact, off of the C's, and it doesn't even matter. She still fights forward. Blossy finally gives her a helping hand, and Amy to pick up a gun off of a fallen teammate to continue on the legacy. Snake bite out. Decay will finish her off. And it's all down to Blossy. Molly out. It will narrowly connect, but Spike is halved. The pit is down. Amy might be trying to pull a fast one if the spray doesn't connect.
Oh my god, but it does. Blossy having to...
The timing there a little south as well. How she was swinging into the Viper's pit is unfortunate, but we are already into the weeds of the next round where Jade is being Jade, doing...
You can't let it get down to the last 10 seconds or 20 seconds, or it's gonna get really, really messy. I think ATN realized that. Here it comes, the fast and heavy hit. This time, though, Vania ready for the kill and ready for the counter frag. Gonna hold on to that Brim ult, maybe for the retake, for the rest of her team to come in. And ATN finally gonna be able to clear out the space towards U-Haul. Amy on the flank as always. Jade watching that angle. It's going to be a question of timing. And oh my god, Amy gets so lucky there. Able to go for the jump peek as well. Spots out Karina. There's only going to be one player on the site. And G2 happy to take those odds any day. Blossy just obliterated with the orbital strike. However, Celia and Karina trying to bring this one back, making it a 2v2. G2 are the ones who have to win out that fight, win out these fights. And despite the investment of the Nightfall from Karina, they still have to be able to isolate these fights. Vania has to stick it. She doesn't have a choice.
The A side's been working. Try it again. They've caught G2 on an eco gamble. Rotate off of the site, so all this space is free real estate.
Free real estate and free kills for Purity with the judge. Just an absolute beast on this weapon. So hard to deal with in these angles, and now going to be holding on to the CT as well. A little bit of a consolation prize. Vania finally shuts her down, gets that upgrade as well. If she can get herself into U-Hauls, it's going to be a very nice weapon to have to clear out the space here. The problem is that the rest of G2 don't really have the weaponry they need. They've got a Bucky, a Classic, and a Flank coming in, which might be the difference maker here.
Not again.
The smoke comes
Not
in.
again.
Second time. Timing not there for Jade. That's just painful at this point. Can they win it out is the question. The problem is Vania is going to have to do it all, but Blossy...
Again, maybe you need the conversion paths a little bit more towards CT to set up this judge, but they don't need conversion paths. They are in already, or they thought they were. Amy, Snakebite goes awry. They find a little net that they can slip through over towards Cubby, but Mimi is there to fill the gap. But in the meantime, look at this. Conversion paths goes in. Purity from behind. Oh, should have gone to nuclear there in that smoke, and instead G2 flood back in. They get all this space, and they get the spike down in the process.
Both those ults used, but G2, they've learned how to play against
in the fight, and that felt like the problem last time. So dimensional drift and informing Purity just where Vania is. So the saturate comes out, and you'd think you would have the kill on the side anchor Vania, but Mimi, the bodyguard, the protector, is there yet again. Flash over the smoke to keep the front side players at bay, and only Blossy is in. You can see the additional support out of showers comes out. The pit is down, the prowler is down, and just like that, hopefully things will start to settle.
Reina, though, finds a huge kill. Eva gets shut down, and she continues to be the difference maker in some of these dicey rounds. A triple for her already, and now just 2 members of G2 left, 1 with an operator. You can't even get into the U-Haul thanks to the judge being in your face on the shower side. Karina continues to just be an absolute menace. Nobody from the side of ATN really giving away any cues right now, and Karina on track for the ace. They know exactly where Akita is. Blossy steals the ace, but it's not
I think has gotten past the 0 point, but it doesn't matter. G2 goes, and on the other hand, are also trying to turn the pace up. Out of hookah already, full blind support from Mimi is in. aTTaX just slicing and dicing up this site alongside Vanya and Eva. And just like that, it has been a flawless steamroll into the post plant. Jade, who wrapped all the way around B long, will prevent it from staying so and maybe even give alternate attacks a fighting chance.
I like that she keeps the ghost there. You want to be able to have those extra shots in the mag, even if you don't have quite the spam power. G2 Eva, though, gonna be coming in through there. And again, the flashes are just so beautiful from this squad. I think that was the...
You've seen issues actually where they'll go for the plant, they'll think the site is safe and not clear out shower fully. So that's an improvement I'm looking for from the KC series. If not, I was gonna say that would have been an in for alternate attacks, especially with the site smoke, but there it is, their due diligence, the trade secured by aTTaX. Numbers still in their stead, the 4v3, no weapons to collect either for alternate attacks. Jade as well, this flank handled easily by Amy. It doesn't look like alternate attacks will be able to find much, as it's just Blasi left in a 1v3. They've done the damage though. That's all they'll do.
5 players from ATN are on light armor. That's gonna make things very, very scrappy if they're not too careful about it.
Well, Blasi is not being careful at all. There's the light shields coming back to haunt you with a Guardian headshot coming through from aTTaX. The Hinder perfect to shut down the hook control, to expedite this site. Take jabbing that with Karina. These smokes causing chaos. And Karina, the extra special anchor, the multi-kill.
It does have a decent amount of time to play with at the very least, so I don't know. The problem is it's just the crossfire's perfect and not even able to get through that first obstacle of purity.
Karina stealing that thunder, 17 and 10 catching up, and in the meantime, G2 trying to smother that fire.
Oh, wow.
With that beautiful dive and a beautiful haunt. That recon from Eva starting to rear its head from Abyss in terms of getting these entry kills, and now they've gotten the site, now that they've gotten the plant, they begin the intel collection, they begin the shower clearance, they begin holding the flank, and unfortunately it was a little too late. There it is, conversion paths out, and Purity is using that, fueling that into a easy breezy retake. They know aTTaX's wrapping, but she has a conversion paths of her own. The timing is there from Amy as well to follow up on it. The regroup from G2 good as well to play down the timer. Hinder out, swing connects for the trade, and oh, she's gonna get both. Or she's gonna frame Vanya to get both.
You said it, Vanya hasn't gotten a kill in a couple of rounds. The saturate not quite connecting there, and Vanya happy to take that any day of the week. All of these frags coming in for G2 going completely untraded. The hero rifle from Purity. Yeah.
Because they had flipped the site. It's like they lost plot. Now an attempt to regroup. Jade wants to go for the flag. aTTaX, that would have been a nice gun to donate. She's not feeling charitable at the moment. Celia now, they heard the TP, they know where she's coming from, and aTTaX now possibly gonna run interference for the second time. Should be able to deny this thrifty attempt.
Flawless. Here higher, the haunts from Eva, the saturates, the flashes, the orbital strike. Celia just cooked alive. That is so lovely.
And that is the new kind of seize.
Going short.
Just like that. Celia this time up to bat for the anchor, and Hookah the Hinder through the teleport from Purity, assisting heavily in fragmenting these players. Mimi holding ground, waiting for the regroup to come through from Eva as well. Nightfall, if they want to try to get back into Hookah for the spike recovery, they just take the fight dry and win on both sides. Not without Purity taking one down with her, but in the meantime, you have Amy all the way through the A site, Jade holding the backside line instead. Still might be able to connect here and deny this flank play. There it is. And just like that, it will be Eva. Nightfall in hand, a 1v3 in the cards, and another round where it's like ATN should not lose this round, right? Should not. And honestly, I want Jade to use this dimensional drift just to ensure that Eva cannot.
I mean, you've got the convert. Problem here for G2 is the time. 30 seconds left. They have to go in, and that is some good utility to come and buy a possible delay. Counter Nightfall to try and stop them in their tracks, but Amy and aTTaX find two insane frags. Blasi gets spammed through the smoke as well. All of a sudden, this A site has just fallen apart here, and once again, the call to save, it might need to come through for these remaining players. might not just happen though, as they still are caught off guard. Blossy on the site there. Oh, this orbital strike could very well be the difference maker. However, both players gonna be able to jump into elbow safe. Karina gets shut down. Blossy gets shut down. It's Eva who's putting up the numbers and the frags right now in G2. They've gotten 4 members down already. Spike gonna go down. Viper Spit available. Purity having to do it all right now. How much can she find here? It seems like it's done and dusted unless an absolute miracle happens. And Purity just not being given any opportunities. Another